TJ Dillashaw just days away from that big rematch with him and Barao. And saw the highlights, man, you beat the hell out of that dude, man. I mean, you gave him his first loss in 9 years. That fight was over a year ago, though, and you dominated. So what was your mindset? What's your mindset going into this fight?
The same as the first time. You know, I got to respect the guy. He was a dominant champion. He's a great fighter. He's very powerful. And I got to respect what he's going to bring to the table, because if I don't, you know, I'm going to get beat. So I go in there nervous, I go in there ready, but knowing and confident that I'm the better fighter.
How do you think he's going to adjust to what happened the last time?
You know, that's very interesting. You know, I've seen his last fight, wasn't really impressed with it. So the things he's changing, I don't know if they're going to work for him. I think it's going to end up hindering his performance in the long run, and I'll finish him faster than I do.
He sounds a little bitter.
Oh, yeah.
He sounds like he feels like he's still the champion, even though maybe he didn't see the footage of the first fight, because you gave him his first loss once again in 9 years. But he's been saying he doesn't respect you as a champion, says you talk too much, and that you're a joker. How do you respond to all that?
Man, I think it's just him trying to stay relevant and act like he's got a shot in this fight. You know what I mean? Like, for me, my talking is just confidence. I don't talk crap against him. I talk about how I think I'm going to do and how good I am. And he doesn't like it. You know, I mean, of course he's going to be a little bit bitter. He lost. He hasn't lost him forever, and he wants to be where I'm at. He's got a long road ahead of him, though.
Did you talk inside the octagon to your opponent as well? I know there's a lot of build-up, a lot of hype before the fight. Do you talk to your opponents inside the octagon?
I haven't too much. I did actually in that fight. I do remember actually talking to him. But in the middle of talking to him, I realized that he didn't speak English. He speaks Portuguese. So he had no idea what I was saying. You know, I was actually saying that he was going to set up a spinning back kick. I saw it happening. And just kind of laughed about it,
right?
Because I realized, like, he has no idea.
Kind of lost in translation?
Yeah.
You should have talked to his translator.
He probably thinks I'm talking crap, you know?
Really? What do you think of this new look? You know, he's got new teeth, he's got his hair cut now. What do you think of that new look?
He should have waited to reinvent himself, because I'm going to knock him out. You know what I mean? He should have waited to fix them teeth, because they're not going to be there much longer. I'm going to kick him right out of his face.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so this rematch was supposed to happen last year. But a rib injury forced the cancellation or the postponement of that. Same thing happened to Jose Aldo in his fight in the big anticipated matchup with Conor McGregor. And you recently defended Aldo talking about that. And Aldo's taking a lot of criticism because of that. Why did you feel the need to come out and say something about that?
Oh, man, because I don't think he'd want to pass that fight up. You know, that was going to be the biggest payday of his life, you know, and say he doesn't get that fight again, he misses out on an opportunity. And especially for a rib injury, I know how that affects you. You can't train, you can't do anything. I mean, you can't even laugh. You don't want to watch a funny movie or sneeze. And so I felt his pain. You know, I broke my rib, he bruised his, and it affects your entire ability to train. Right. And so I felt bad for him, you know. I mean, he's a great dominant champion, about to make an awesome payday in a big fight, and had to pass on it.
Does that make you want to see the Aldo McGregor fight even more now?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, especially after I've seen what Mendez did to McGregor.
Okay.
You know, I think it's going to be interesting to see how Aldo takes the tips from that fight and adds it to his own game.
And Mendez is your teammate, right?
Yeah, Chad Mendez is my teammate.
He's your teammate. So Mendez loses to McGregor. What do you think of Conor McGregor? Because he's like the name. I know there's Ronda Rousey that's out there, but he's like the name that everybody's talking about in the UFC. What do you think about not just his fighting style inside the octagon, but his antics outside of the octagon?
I mean, he's a great fighter. He's got the skills to back it up, but he talks a lot. You know, he's a smart guy. I think he had more guys at weigh-ins than I did in my last fight. So it's obviously paying off for him. You know, you definitely get a little bitter about it sometimes. You know, I mean, all this talks on a guy hasn't even won the belt yet, and it's got all this hype behind him. But you know, I mean, he's been backing it up so far, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Man, just keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Best of luck to you on Saturday. Remember, you can see the rematch for free Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox, and stream it live on Fox Sports Go.